I was a kid, my dad would take me to Amoeba Music as a treat. This was around 20 years ago, so not the new location in Hollywood, but the old dusty one, where the downstairs was a sea of physical music, before the current revival of vinyl, of course, so it was mostly CDs. I dig and dig through the fun cases, doing the old finger flip. Man, there's no feeling like that. Eventually, I would remember that there was an upstairs just for collectibles, video games, and movies. I'd dart up those stairs and stare at Spawn toys and Inuyasha season copies. Today, I continue that tradition, but I can't avoid the modern world. I have music, movies, and games downloaded digitally in addition to my physical collection. If you pay attention to the news and video games, it seems bigger companies are starting to make the decision for us. This isn't a completely new approach, considering this is how Steam has always operated. If Steam decided tomorrow they didn't want to run their launcher and support their customers' library, I would all of a sudden not have access to more than 100 games. They would disappear forever. This is similar to how most people treat their current watching entertainment. You pay a certain amount monthly and have access to stream a scary amount of movies and shows. If all streaming apps decided to shut down their services tomorrow, most people wouldn't have any movies or TV shows to watch, assuming the modern household doesn't have an extensive collection of physical media. I often think about physically moving around the antenna on top of our TV to catch a signal to the 1 to 4 channels we got as a kid when I hear my nephew complain that there's nothing to watch while scrolling through Netflix. That's not to say I haven't done the same thing, but does getting rid of the production of physical media help anything? Does there need to be 8 copies of the same movie collecting dust in a secondhand store? Couldn't we go without all of the plastic and wasted material? Can we learn anything from the sea of discarded media? Did some things get too much production? Maybe you find something that brought you immense joy a long time ago. Relics, if you will. But the justification can get hard when they cost as much, if not more, than what you pay to have access to all media digitally. In 20 years, is the hardbox copy of GTA 6 going to be in a glass case being sold secondhand for hundreds of dollars? No disc, of course. Maybe just a case, and possibly a receipt with a code that no longer works. You won't be able to play a PS5 or PS6 2028 title when they ultimately stop supporting the library in the future. Hell, you won't be able to find those games for cheaper 5 years down the line. Have you seen the PlayStation Store? Do you trust them? I don't think many people do, and that begs the question, are the people at fault for this? I have seen lots of talk online about the concept of put your wallet into the things that you want to stick around, meaning the things you don't monetarily support will go away. So isn't the gamers to blame for the fading away of physical copies of games? What does it actually cost for a company like PlayStation to produce even a limited run of physical copies of a game? I'm not going to pretend I'm a numbers guy. I tried to look into what PlayStation's current profit looks like, and between different sources, I still don't really understand what I'm looking at outside of the fact that PlayStation makes billions of dollars. I didn't have to look it up though to know that PlayStation can certainly afford to continue to support physical copies. PlayStation's statement blames consumer preferences and broader industry change. I understand the logistics of capitalism and the economy, but taking away the experience or the possibility of the experience of having physical media and owning something that can't be denied of you really bums me out. Personally, I think there is something beautiful about going somewhere and seeing physical copies of games, maybe something you forgot existed or that you played a long time ago and really loved. Last month, I bought a PS2 copy of Chicken Little, the game, and it ended up being too scratched to work, so I returned it. But inside the box was this slip that was a free movie ticket to see the movie back in 2005 when it came out, and I kept that because I thought that was pretty cool.